What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and this video is kind of the result of two things. One, I made a fucking mistake. I went on a thread about Blue Beetle versus Alien X / Ben 10 that was so anti-Blue Beetle and so much downplay. I was like, all right, I need to add this to my series. It's not even close. And then two, I just wanted to do another It's Not Even Close. I love that series. And today I am bringing you why Ben 10 / Alien X versus Blue Beetle is not even close. I'm going to scale both and then let you know what the results are. But before we get into this, smash the like button. Run the subscriptions up if you haven't subscribed already. It'd be amazing if you join the Goon Squad or Goon Nation, whatever you want to call it. Join the run. We're on the road to 30K, and it'd be amazing if you hopped on board. Also, check out my Discord. We do games, prizes, D&Ds, giveaways, and more. But without further ado, I'm going to get into this topic, and if you want to see a full-length video on both characters individually, definitely let me know, and I'm totally down to do it. Without further ado, let's begin. So, this thread, like I said, covered Blue Beetle versus Ben 10, and the downplay of Beetle was so crazy. Now, I don't know if this is because Ben 10 fans don't really scale other things, like they don't go to other verses and scale what they got going on. They more so just go off word of mouth or what they want to believe, or if it's just like a defensive approach, because I'm gonna be honest, Ben 10 Alien X gets a lot of disrespect and downplay. I mean, they used to say Goku beats his ass. That's kind of fucked up. But regardless of the intent or why this thread exists, it's there. It made my eyes bleed, and so we're going to talk about why this is not even close. First of all, why do I say Ben 10 Alien X is downplayed? Well, a lot of people like to just say he's universal or uni plus, but that's a complete disrespect to the lore of what's occurred in the Ben 10 verse. First of all, the universe and the other infinite universes, it goes on to an infinite rate, right? Like, that's at least multiversal. And Ben 10 / Alien X can tank attacks that scale to and above this multiverse. On top of this, the Ben 10 verse, according to writers and those that work on the property, they explain that, in particular, this multiverse is something that incorporates the multiversal theory as well as string theory. So, to combine both those things, you can at least get the universe and the multiverse and the Ben 10 omniverse, which the Alien X scales to. You can get that to a range between extra dimensional 5D to 12D up to infinite dimensional. As high as you could possibly take. It's probably baseline outer, but that's a lot to kind of reach for. On top of this, Ben 10 / Alien X, their hacks do somewhat scale to their AP, so this includes life manipulation, soul manipulation, telekinetic hacks, telepathic hacks. So you can scale all these things, matter manipulation, all of it to infinite dimensional, baseline outer. Perfectly fine. On top of this, we know X exists outside of space and time, so bare minimum, the fact that time's not really a factor to someone like Alien X, at least a measurable in terms of speed, definitely infinite, or another term you could use is irrelevant if you take him to baseline outer. So he does have good scaling, definitely enough to smack Goku, there's no doubt about that. However, this grand scaling for Alien X, despite the fact that I scale him higher than most, that doesn't mean he scales to Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetle disrespect did not go on for much longer. What drew me to even look up this battle and stumble upon one of the worst threads ever was that these are both kids that were attached to an alien device that gives them unreal power, right? The Scarab is one of the strongest items in the DC multiverse. Alien X, the Omnitrix, all that, it is one of the strongest devices in the Omniverse for Ben 10. So I thought it was a pretty dope matchup, at least on paper, before you really dive into the true scaling for both. However, Blue Beetle and the Scarab has absolutely too much to work with for this to be that particularly close. So let's go over what Blue Beetle offers. First of all, without even knowing how to properly use Kaji Da, we saw Blue Beetle hold off a bloodlusted Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner and the top tier Green Lanterns have gone toe-to-toe with multiversal and even outerversal threats before. I'm not going to say consistently, They bat at high outer or outer, but at the same time, Ben 10's not constantly performing outer to high outer feats. We're looking at them at their strongest. On top of this, Kajida took down an ancient sorcerer that even has the respect of Madame Zenadu, who says only the gods or beings on the gods levels can really participate in such power. Keep in mind, Madame Zenadu has literally taken on the Phantom Stranger, hangs out with the Phantom Stranger, has taken on Spectre, has led hit teams against Spectre, deals with John Constantine, is generally one of the strongest magic users in DC. And for her to say the Scarab is essentially batting on par with gods is ridiculous, especially that we know at bare minimum the gods in the DC universe exist beyond time, space, all dimensions, and even stories and narratives. They're above retcons. Now, Blue Beetle and the Scarab also scales to the other Scarabs. Why is this important? Well, in Blue Beetle Graduation Day, we saw inexperienced Scarab users who go toe-to-toe with the likes of current Flash, who has irrelevant speed, easily has dozens to hundreds of speed feats that, quite simply, Alien X and Ben 10 just have no answer for. On top of this, they manhandled Shazam, with Shazam being the muscle of the group picked to take down the Scarab. And the Scarab naturally can overcome the power of the gods, even the ones that fuel Shazam. And Shazam has only gotten stronger over time, can travel irrelevant speeds, can take on beings that threaten the multiverse and creation. And these, like Flash and Shazam, they can battle on par with the armies of Dark Crisis. So you have this absurd scaling. And the reason that's important is because, like I said, the Scarabs don't scale to Kajida. Kajida has unlocked new armor, new abilities, is only getting stronger. On top of this, Kajida took down the original Arcane Blood Beetle and the Egyptian Pharaoh that was powering it, a being who thrashed these Scarabs that, like I said, scale to Shazam and Flash. Now, keep in mind, I will acknowledge this. On the thread, some of the people were saying, like, even peak Superman and all that gets thrashed by Alien X. So if you're just going to ignore scaling to that degree, I guess, it's fucked up. But if you do pay attention to the scaling, the Blue Beetle is broken. Kajida is a creature of both magic and science, one that even the Super Scarab got the attention of Naboo himself, who has battled gods, the Lords of Chaos, beings that are easily outer to high out on a Tuesday, right? Like that's how they get down. And the Super Scarab even has the respect of Naboo and other members of the magic multiverse within DC. So for Blue Beetle to be able to battle beings on this level, just went toe-to-toe with the Blood Beetle and can take them on, has resistances to the likes of telepathic attacks, soul attacks, attacks on the armor. It does have built-in self-defenses. That's a really big defense for Ben 10 fans, is it has an auto defense. So does Kajida. And unlike the sophisticated attacks Kajida has to face, in which they are either members of the Scarab race or they have ties directly to Blue Beetle, Ben 10 and Alien X have none of that. And quite frankly, they're not capable. They haven't shown the ability to copy something or create something of a high outer degree, an outer to high outer, because we know Kajida is even stronger than what's been shown already. So there is a natural power going beyond even what we've currently seen, which is insane. Like, when you really think about that, Kajida is walking around at this almighty power that can take on almost everything. I mean, according to his author, Ben 10 fans love author notes. According to the author of Blue Beetle, the Scarab's the strongest device in the DC universe. So if we're going by author statements, even then, Ben 10 is getting washed by the Blue Beetle. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I totally understand why the Ben 10 community is very defensive and, in turn, pretty offensive. Because they've been attacked for so long, they've dealt with downplay for so long, and that's fine. But I hope they see this, and I hope you guys understand something. Your property, which you're defending, which is Alien X and Ben 10, that is completely disserviced when you downplay someone else. Downplaying other verses to kind of match the vitriol thrown towards Ben 10 does not help at all. All you can really do is properly scale Ben 10, properly scale Alien X, properly scale that multiverse and the Omniverse and what it scales to, Just do the correct work. And at the end of the day, Ben 10 and Alien X can beat a lot of people, but at the same time, they can also get dunked on by a lot of people, and that's okay. Blue Beetle can also get dunked on by a lot of people too. It's just not Ben 10 and Alien X. So overall, I really enjoyed making this video. This is a series I love to do. I never considered it close, especially with the New Age writing. I've been reading all the current Blue Beetle runs. He stomps Ben 10 and Alien X. The Scarab is just a superior device to the Omnitrix. So I don't see them as very close at this point. Again, that thread I went down was absolutely appalling. Like, that was some crazy shit. But it is what it is, man. You see it all the time. You see downplay all the time, and that's okay. I'm just here to remind Ben 10 fans, relax a little bit. He's not the strongest to exist, and you don't have to downplay others for Ben 10 to be strong. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Do you see Blue Beetle from the comics beating Ben 10 and Alien X, or do you see Alien X taking it? For me, I don't see it as particularly close. I think Blue Beetle washes, but let me know what you think. And if you want to see a video individually on both these characters, I'm happy to do that. Maybe we can flesh out some of the mistakes made with both of their scaling. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed my content. I hope you guys have been enjoying what I'm putting out. Again, I've been sick recently, but I'm back to recording and I'm back on the grind. So yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons. I'll see y'all later. Peace.